Hello, Ayana Webb here, and welcome back to your online piano tutorials. You may be watching this from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, wherever you may be watching this. If you enjoy this video, I would encourage you to like, comment, and share. And if you want to stay updated on future tutorials that I will do, I encourage you to press the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notifications. That way you will get notified whenever I do a video in the future. In this video, I want to talk about how most pop songs, they really use two different types of chord progressions. I'm going to go over what one of those chord progressions are today. And for those who are not familiar with what I mean by chord progressions, it really just is a series of chords that occur in a song. So you may hear that chord change over from one to another. And if you really listen to a pop song, most pop songs have very repetitious chord progressions. And I'm going to introduce to you one of the main chord progressions that are that's mainly used in most pop songs. It'll sound something like this. So you might have heard this a lot. So I'm going to kind of give you a very simple breakdown of what that chord progression is. So just really quickly, chord progressions are named by numbers. In music theory, they call it Roman numeral analysis. In gospel music, they call it the number system. I want to just break it down super easily, because when we talk about Roman numeral analysis and number systems, it can get very complicated very quickly. So I'm going to give you an example, and we're going to just use the key of C, right? So C, this is middle C. Closest to the middle of the piano is middle C. The C that's closest to the middle of the piano is middle C. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? If we were to give each of those notes a chord, so we give C a chord, C, E, G, right, which is a triad. So C, E, G. So really you're just skipping one note to go to the next note, and then you're skipping another note to go to the next note. So a triad is a 3-note chord that has a root, which in this case would be C, a third, which is 3 notes above the root, and a fifth, which is 5 notes above the root. So that's how you would be able to build a triad. So this would be C major. You go to the next one, which is D, D, F, A, and you would just play it the same way, skip, and another skip. And then E, and then F, G, A, B, and then here we have C again, right? So what I mean by those chords having numbers assigned to them is if we're in the key of C, right, then the chord that C is in, or the C chord, would be chord number 1, because it is the first triad of that sequence. So C would be chord number 1, D would be chord number 2, E would be chord number 3, F would be chord number 4, G would be number 5, A would be number 6, B would be number 7, and then because we're back to C, C would be number 1. And then the sequence would start over with 2, 3, 4, 5, and it would just keep going in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fashion, right? So when we talk about Roman numerals, what we're talking about is the numbers that are assigned to each of those chords based on the key that we're in. So for the key of C, that would be the chord progression, or the chord scale degrees that we'd be using, or chord degrees, however you want to call it. So one of the chord progressions that's normally used in pop music is 6, 4, 1, 5. I know that wasn't the fingering demonstration there wasn't quite accurate, but you get what I'm saying. So 6, 4, 1, 5. And what that means is if we're in the key of C, you would start with chord number 6, wherever that is, which is A. The next one would be chord number 4, which from C would be F. And then the third chord progression is chord number 1, which brings us to C. And then chord number 5 would be, from C, it would be G, right? And if we were playing in any other key, wherever the beginning note is of that key, you would count from that note and get to the 6th chord, the 4th chord, the 1st chord, the 5th chord, right? So that's basically how chord progressions work, right? And when it comes to 6, 4, 1, 5, in most cases, that same chord progression just loops over the entire song. So it will go 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5. An example of a song that uses 6, 4, 1, 5, which I actually go over in possibly in another video, is All of Me by John Legend. So if we would go in the key of C, which actually John Legend's song All of Me is not in the key of C, it's in a different key. But I'm just giving you an example. Here's 6, 4, 1, 5. So watch. What would I do without your smart mouth, drawing me in and you kicking me out? So really, it's a matter of you learning the chord scales for whatever key you're trying to play in. So once you're familiar with the triads for each of those keys, then all you have to do is count your way to that sequence, and then you'll be able to kind of get that chord sequence, right? So where the left hand comes in here is the left hand would just play the root of whatever that chord is that the right hand's playing. So the 6th note for F, left hand would be A, as the right hand plays A major. Then chord number 4, the left hand would play F, as the right hand plays the F chord. And then for the third chord progression, chord number 1, left hand will play C, the right hand will play the C chord. And then chord number 5 for G, then the right hand would play G. So in the case of C major, right, what the notes would be is left hand would be A, right hand would play A, C, E. For the next chord progression, chord number 4, the left hand would play F, the right hand would play F, A, C. Then the third chord progression, the left hand would play C, the right hand would play C, E, G. And then for the final part of the chord progression, chord number 5, the left hand would play G, the right hand would play G, B, D. And that's how you would play one of the main popular chord progressions. I will go over the other one in a different video, which is 1, 5, 6, 4, but that's for a different video. And of course, there's many ways that you can play those same 3 chords, right? You can play it this way. So it's the same chords, but I just played the notes in a different, combination, but that can be for a different video. I just wanted you guys to get the idea of how chord progressions work and how you can use it to quickly learn a lot of the pop songs that use that chord progression. So a good exercise would be, if you're listening to pop songs throughout the day, throughout the week, I want you to kind of listen for that chord progression if you hear it in that pop song. So if you want to take your playing to the next level, if you want to get to the point where you can start being able to sight read, if you can go to the store and be able to pick up or music store and be able to pick up, pretty much any piano book and be able to learn the pop songs in there. If you want to get to that point where you can unlock that potential and be able to play any song you want, whether it's by sight reading or by ear, then I invite you to check out my online piano course for beginners. There's a link in the description box of this video, or if you're on Instagram, the link will be in the description of the main profile page. So my piano course is just a series of self-paced, step-by-step, pre-recorded video tutorials that take you from the very beginning, from naming the chords, or naming the keys, on the piano, to naming 3-note chords, 4-note chords, being able to see how they look on sheet music. You'll be able to get printable sheet music exercises that you can work on, and you will get videos to help you review what you're working on. You'll be able to play both hands together. You'll be able to play in different keys and be able to sight read in different keys. I will go over all of those things in my course. So if you click the link in the description box, it'll take you to a page where you'll get to learn a bit more about that course and how you can enroll if you are interested. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video tutorial. See you soon.